Hey guys, Lord here, back again with another review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series Tomax and Xamot, because they are twins and essentially the same figure with a few minor tweaks here and there. Figured we'd double up on this review, take a look at them both because they're inseparable. They feel each other's pain and finish each other's sentences, so they should in turn share the same review. That said, for those of you wondering, hey, where's that what's in the box you were going to post? That'll be up tomorrow, if not already. I haven't figured that out quite yet. We'll see how much storage space my iPad has. But before we get into the meat and taters of this review, kindly moving Crimson Twins out of the way, not to be confused with the Crimson Chin from Very Odd Parents. Let's first take a look-see at both the front and the back of the packaging for whoever this is. I'm sorry, but I can't read that. Okay, I'm visually impaired, so if I call one Tomax and one Xamot, please forgive me. I will fully admit that I am a full-time pleb and or noob when it comes to G.I. Joe, so I guess that's better than a shill, though, huh? I don't know. Throwing that out of the way. I have this box. Oh, that kind of dinged on the bottom there. Noticed that before. Like I care. And now we have the Crimson Twins. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked to have these guys. Kind of surprised to have these guys, considering I have 0 cents in my name. Not even dollars. But as you can see, one of them is fully geared up with his gun and his knives, and the other one isn't. That's because they come with the same exact accessories, starting off with the two, I don't know if you want to call them Krisk knives or what, but they're serrated on the edge there. Focusing on those a little bit. They look good. Look like it'll do some damage on the way in and out. That's what she said. And then they also get this, they'll tend to help me out here, this gun with a removable silencer, which is pretty cool. Kind of a pain in the butt to get in, but it's a removable silencer. Then you also get this ammo clip that comes out. So, pretty cool gun. I kind of wish they had 2 of these, but I assume they're only supposed to have 1. And, yeah, that's pretty much it for accessories. So, kind of light, but they are brand new sculpts. So, I guess you gotta give and take. You know, they're not as fully equipped as Spirit was, or even Storm Shadow for that matter, but they are brand new body molds. So, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we'll move this one out of the way and just briefly look at this guy first. Again, I'm not sure which one this is, Tomax or Xamot, but as you can see, he is really cool. He's got the shoulder pad on the left side, and this piece is actually all separate and plugs into the little back port here. I'm not going to take that out just because it's not glued or anything, but it is kind of fidgety to get in there. But you can see the head sculpt. He's got the scar going on there. It's cool. But yeah, really, really cool figure. So, why don't we actually get into the nitty gritty and look at the one that doesn't have all of his weapons on his person at the moment. This guy, again, Tomax or Xamot, I don't know who. But hey, at least I took the weapons off one and left them on the other. That way we don't have to sit here and suffer through me struggling to get everything equipped. So we'll say the guns are kind of tricky to get in their hands, man. But as you can see, he's got the scar, he's got the pauldron on the right side, and the knife holster on the left, or sheath, or whatever. And then, on the right. And then this knife holster's down here. I guess if you wanted to, you could make an ultimate Crimson guy, and you could swap this boot onto this guy and have 2 knives there. And then this you can't really do nothing with, I don't think. Unless you could pop that out. I don't think so, but You can't give him 2 knives up here, but you can give him 2 knives down there, so that's kind of sweet. But I don't think this swivels or anything, so be careful of that. As far as articulation on this figure goes, his head can look up and down. Is this shoulder pad different? No, it's the same. The head will tilt up and down. It's on a double ball peg, so that's cool. You can get your tilt, you can get your rotation. Shoulders go out to the side about this far. Pretty good. He does have a good butterfly joint. I didn't have to crack it loose or anything. It's very well hidden. Look at that. I can't even see that thing, so that's cool. And you get decent range out of it. You know, it's not the most impressive thing in the world, but it's not bad. And the shoulder doesn't get chewed up when you move it either. You can rotate that forward and back, though. He's got a bicep swivel. He's got a double elbow. I believe he is pinless. And I haven't bent this elbow all the way, so please bear with me as I slowly push it up there. There you go. But no breakage or nothing on that. It's pretty solid right there. Yeah, there you go. That's the full range. And as far as his ab crunch goes, he can click forward about 1 notch. I think. Any more than that? No, not really. Ab crunch ain't the prettiest either. It's got this lump on the back, but it's the back. And then you get the backward movement, which looks a little bit better when bent. A little bit on the side there, but not as bad as Crocmaster. He does have a waist twist, but both are very tight on mine. I don't know if that's because of the diaper or the sculpt of the torso or what, but very tight ball jointed waist. You do get a little bit of tilt out of that, a little bit of play, but not a ton. Not a ton. That said, his hips, I'm going to use this one because there's no knife sheath over here. You can kick out, back, down. He does have the drop downs, which are tight enough, I think, on this guy. I still don't like those joints. He can kick forward pretty well, despite the fact he's got the knife sheath there. Can kick back down. I didn't actually have to heat the hips on this guy, so are we done with the whole tight hip situation? I don't know. He does have a thigh cut. He does have a double knee. A little loosey-goosey here and there, but nothing terrible. A little chunky on that top knee, too. And then the knee pad is on the top of the boot here. So I would only advise using the top knee joint. That looks good enough. You got the knee pad covering the knee. I wish the knee pad was on the knee, but I don't know how else they really could have done that based off the design here. It's got a boot swivel. It's got a hinge in the foot, which I haven't really messed with a whole lot. I literally just got these guys the day I'm recording this video. He's got a rocker at the bottom of his foot. At the bottom of his foot, stupid. And peg holes at the bottom of his feet, which will probably work with the Todd Father stand. So, yeah, that's the Crimson Twins in a nutshell. The other one poses exactly the same. Should be worth noting. This one's got like a double trigger finger going on this side. And it's like that on both of them. It's not like they swapped the hands or anything. Hands are exactly the same. And this one kind of has it on both sides. So we'll get his gun in his hand here. Again, somebody please tell me what kind of gun this is, because I have no stinking clue. It looks like some kind of crazy Uzi on steroids, but I honestly don't know. Actually, getting this Krisk knife here. I think these are Krisk knives. Maybe they're Tonto knives. I'm not a knife guy either. I just know they're sharp, pointy, and can be used to stab various things and individuals. Preferably ones I don't like. So, there you go. I'm not promoting that, by the way. I'm just saying that's what they're typically used for. Or cutting up food. if you're not a serial killer like Michael Myers. So here you go. These guys kind of have Michael Myers looking hair going on. Or some kind of weird 90s grunge cut dealio. But there is Crimson Twin number 1 and Crimson Twin number 2. Both the same figure. Both feel really good in hand. And both, I don't know, more solid additions to the G.I. Joe line. I mean, seriously. I don't know what is going on with Marvel Legends. Their new molds suck. Their old molds are going to crap. And unlike a Bucky Cap from, like, last year compared to one from, like, several years ago, it's not going to warp and welt like freaking, I don't know, a piece of chewing gum. It's kind of hilarious how the Marvel Legends line has the worst quality I've seen in years. Yet these G.I. Joes are alright. They're having some issues lately, I guess, with figures post this wave, so I don't know if I'm going to really mess with any of those. I know some of my friends have picked them up, but they don't have my bad luck. I have this, I call it the unholy touch, where every figure I buy is a 50-50% chance that it could be messed up, which is still the case with my Super 7 Papa Emeritus, because the second robe I got has a flipping hole on the back. So that's great, and the wire is too long and punctured the seam. Hence why it has a hole on the back. Yeah, but with that being said, before this review drags out any longer than it already has, let's now move right along and take a look at how these guys stack up to our two regulars for size comparisons to keep things short and sweet as usual. And as promised, here's both Tomax and Xamot. Again, I don't know which is which in this case, but there they are, alongside our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus, the Lemon Spawn, who as usual towers over everyone. And to my understanding, there aren't any twin characters in the Spawn lore, is there? Maybe at some point we could figure something out for that. I know, who is it? Haunt is actually an amalgamation of two different characters. I think two brothers, the Kilgore brothers, which, how's that for a last name? But I don't believe they're twins. I think they're just bros. But at any rate, with that being said, time to wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and while I must apologize for sounding like a broken record once again, but gosh darn it, the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series team has delivered not just one, but two more bangers to this line. I mean, seriously, is this line the cat's pajamas or what? Because even though these guys are technically, for lack of a better term, the same figure with some minor tweaks to each one here and there to make them just a little bit different, they did what the Marvel Legends line fails to do on a daily, consistent, day-to-day basis. They used the same parts to make essentially the same figure twice, but did it just fine, and how you're supposed to. The Marvel Legends team, they let their base bodies go to crap, and unfortunately, we as fans suffer for it. So, with that being said, I don't want to beat around the bush and just not Marvel Legends, because at one point I did actually like those figures, but nowadays, yeah, not so much. I do really like these two, and if you are so inclined, I would highly suggest you pick up both of these characters at the same time just to make life easier. I mean, they do have some differences, but they are twins, so they are very similar and identical in many ways, so it's best not to screw yourself up and buy two of the same one, right? So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you're so inclined, please feel free to do all the YouTube rigmarole, as well as hit me up over on Instagram at Overlord Productions if you ever want to talk toys or anything in particular. That's the number one best way to get a hold of yours truly. But as always, keep the comments civil. The world sucks enough as it is, especially when the future of the G.I. Joe Classified Series line is looking a little shady right now. I don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully they can get back on track. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.